Hello everyone, greetings to you all. Welcome to our video. Today I'll brief you about the history of artificial intelligence. When people think about artificial intelligence, the first thing that usually comes to mind is robots. Artificial intelligence, in short form, AI, is a subset of computer science that focuses on machine-driven intelligence. It also can be known as non-human intelligence. It refers to the simulation of human intelligence in machines that are programmed to think and behave like humans. The goals of artificial intelligence include learning, reasoning, perception, and problem solving. There are three categories of AI, which are weak AI, strong AI, and artificial superintelligence. Each of them can be classified based on the degree of task difficulty, in which they carry out different tasks from the simplest one to those that are even more complex. For more details, you can pause our video and please refer to our slides. Next, we are going to look into details of the history of AI. From the past decades until nowadays, AI is noticed with a significant evolution. It began in curiosity and unknown, with myths, stories, and rumors of artificial beings among people. Between 380 BC and the late 1600s, numerous mathematicians, theologians, philosophers, professors, and writers from a scientific community study mechanical methods, computing devices, and numerous systems. All of these studies ultimately contribute to machinery's fundamental concept, which is human thought in non-human beings. In the early 1700s, all known computer-like machines were more widely discussed in popular literature. Jonathan Swift's novel, Gulliver's Travels, refers to a system called the engine, which is one of the earliest references to modern technology, specifically the computer. The intended purpose of the device is to raise knowledge and mechanical operation to a level that even the least skilled people seem to be skilled at using, all with the help of non-human thought. In 1921, Karel Čapek, a Czech author, published his science fiction piece titled Rossum's Universal Robots. His piece discussed the idea of factory-made artificial people he called robots, the first known reference to the term. People started to take the concept of the robot and put it into their science, art, and exploration. Well, in 1929, Makoto Nishimura, a Japanese biologist and professor, developed the first robot named Gakuten Soku, translated to learning from the laws of nature, meaning that the robot's AI mind could derive information from human and nature. It had the ability to move the hands of the head and change facial expressions. In 1949, Edmund Berkeley, a computer scientist, wrote a book called Giant Brains, or Machines That Think. He said that machines were increasingly able to process much information. He even contrasted machinery with human brain, comparing the capacity by saying hardware and wire, not flesh, nerves. Going to 1950, the father of information theory, Claude Shannon, published Programming a Machine for Playing Chess, which was the first article to discuss the development of a computer program for chess playing. In the same year, Computing Machinery and Intelligence by Alan Turing suggested the idea of the imitation game, which later became the Turing test. Essentially, it used to address intelligence, consciousness, and abilities in the computers. Well, in 1952, a computer scientist, Arthur Samuel, created a checkers playing computer program, the first to learn how to play a game independently. 1955, the year of developing idea of artificial intelligence, John McCarthy and his team was credited with this term AI in 1956 when the workshop took place, while at the same time, Alan Newell as researcher, Herbert Simon as economist, and Cliff Shaw as programmer called after the first artificial intelligence computer program, the Logic Theories. 3 years later, again, McCarthy developed the Lisp, the most influential and still preferred programming language for artificial intelligence research. In 1959, when talking about programming a computer that played chess better than human, who wrote his software, Arthur Samuel coined the word machine learning. However, throughout 1960s, advances of artificial intelligence few were reflected by computer scientists who solved the programming problems of AI gradually. Surprisingly, the first industrial robot was invented in 1950s by George Deville, rising abruptly on a General Motors assembly line in New Jersey during 1961. In the same year, computer scientist and Professor James Lego also researched on Symbolic Automatic Integrator, known as Sheng. Moving into 1964, early AI programs that were written in Lisp are considered early milestones in AI natural language processing. For instance, Izzat, an interactive computer program that had enabled computers to talk to people in English. In the 1970s, the development of AI had been limited by the government due to the financial problem. Therefore, naturally, a lot of challenges and hindrances were met by the AI scientists and engineers. Most of the research team had been slowed down their progress of research on AI. However, in Japan, the first anthropomorphic robot, Robot 1, was invented at Waseda University in 1970. It can complete some simple tasks by using the artificial parts such as muscle, limb, and hand. In the 1980s, here came the window of artificial intelligence development. In 1984, the Association of Advancement of Artificial Intelligence, the scientists Roger Sheng and Marvin Minsky issued a warning about AI winter. Their warning came true within 3 years with declining interest and funding for AI. In the 1990s, Sepp Hochreiter and Jürgen Schmidt-Huber developed the long short-term memory (LSTM), a type of recurrent neural network used for recognizing handwriting and speech. At the same time, there was a chess-playing computer developed by IBM. Deep Blue became the first intelligent system to win match against a reigning world champion, Garry Kasparov. In 2013, a system never-ending image learner by a research team from Carnegie Mellon University, which can compare and analyze image relationships. In 2015, Google DeepMind's AlphaGo, a computer program that plays board game Go, which also had won the 9-dan world champion Lee Sedol. Lastly, we will talk about which are those highly expected AI innovations in the future. The first one, human-level AI. It is an intelligence that having ability as a human. AGI is able to communicate with fluent natural language, being contextual and understandable in most situations, and perform intellectual works very well. As predicted, this kind of computer model emulations of human brain will dominate in the future, so let's look for it. The next one, introducing artificial superintelligence, the enhanced version of AI. Amazingly, it can achieve self-improving by machine learning, just like a newborn baby. Inventing new creations is such a easy peasy stuff, but there is a risk. ASI might become self-aware, not having the welfare of humanity. Overall, self-improving AI could simply start an intelligence explosion. Number 3, neuromorphic approach. It uses neuromorphic engineering skills to create electronic circuits that fire neurons like our human brain. It produces computers that imitate size, speed, and energy consumption of a human brain. With it, we might recreate some parts of human brain in silicon and helps recovering some mental disorder alternatively. Thank you very much for your attention. This is a brief history of AI that we have researched it. Here's the reference list where it includes all the sources we have used to retrieve information in order to produce this video with reliable resources. Well, as a conclusion, it's pretty obvious that AI is an emerging market and everyone is trying to catch up this trend. And we also look forward and hope that the civilization of human beings on this planet can be boosted with this technology revolution brought by AI and also bring us to the whole new modern era. And the above will be all. Once again, thank you. We are from Group 24 and have a nice day.